right, Faith. If it's our destiny, well, let's face it together with a smile and a brave heart.
Go on.
Well, that's as far as I've got. Except I suppose we ought to have a happy ending.
Of course.
I didn't have a happy ending in my last book. I don't think it matters, do you?
No. Elmer, have you heard from the publishers yet?
No, not yet. But I'm not worrying about that. You know, Nina, I've got real faith in that book. They'll accept it, all right.
I do hope you're right, darling.
Then we'll have our happy ending.
Yes, we will.
Oh, I wish it didn't seem such a long way off.
Elmer, you're being stupid. Why don't you let me lend you some money until you...
Now, look here, Nina, we've had all that out before. And the answer's still no.
You're being pig-headed.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are being pig-headed. How about the butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker?
Well, they'll just have to wait, that's all. I'm not going to start borrowing money from you to pay them. Now, look here, Nina, if you think
I'm not thinking anything. Oh, don't be silly, darling. Come and sit down.
I'm so sorry. But it's all these bills and things, they're getting me down.
You mustn't let them. Wait till the new book is a bestseller and the royalties come rolling in.
But the only things that seem to be rolling in at the moment are bills. Oh, well, it's not a very pleasant thought, but I suppose I'll have to go and see Uncle James again.
But I've already told you.
Now, please don't
need...
start that again. I may be pig-headed, but I'm not...
I think you're a darling.
Well, I only hope Uncle James thinks so, too. Here, come on, boy.
I think you're just a conceited puppy. Why should this new story be any better than the others?
Now, be reasonable.
You young men are all alike. Why don't you get an honest job instead of wasting your time at this ridiculous country cottage scribbling rubbish? Do you think I'm going to pour my money down the drain just to keep you in idleness for the rest of your life?
Sugar, sir?
Get out. Well, why don't you say something?
Because I'm badly in need of that loan.
Well, you're not going to get it. Have you forgotten I had to wait 6 months for the last 300 I advanced you?
But I paid you back plus interest. And I'm prepared to offer you the same security this
Security be damned. It's not worth the paper it's written on. Long before that money is recovered, those books of yours will be waste paper, used for wrapping up fish and chips.
No, they won't. They prefer newspapers. They're much better.
Damn your impertinence. Don't you try to be funny with me, young man.
Now, Uncle, you've got to listen.
No, and I won't let you have any money and you can get out.
I'm sorry, Father. I didn't know you were engaged. Well, Elmer, what brings you here? The writing business bad again?
I was just telling him he ought to give up this writing nonsense and take a job.
No, he's not looking for a job. He's going to marry a rich girl.
You damned hooligan. I'll send for the police. Come into my office and insulting me, knocking George about. I'll prosecute you for this. You haven't heard the last of this by any means, you incompetent, good-for-nothing scribbler.
Good night, Jim. Good night.
We're in for some rough weather, eh?
You're right, sir. Not that we couldn't do with a drop of rain. Good evening, Mr. Franklin. I asked the baker to leave your note.
Oh, thank you, Jim.
Good night, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Franklin. You haven't kept your promise to settle that account of mine.
I'm so sorry, but look, you come and see me next week. I'm expecting a check from my publisher. Oh, no. Good night. Put on. Georgie, Porgy, pudding and pie. Kissed the girls and made them cry. Hi, sweetheart. Ah, that's better. So I socked old Georgie in the eye. And pop went the weasel.
publisher's regret. you told him that meals served in his room are extra?
Yes, and I told him the other day when he came.
What, more newspapers? Not forgetting to charge them all up to him, are you?
No, miss.
What he wants with them all, I don't know.
Perhaps he's hoping to find an ad. You know, all forgiven, please come home.
Is he still upstairs?
Yes,
Well, you get on up and tell him you've got to do his room.
yes.
I didn't hear you knock.
I never do on this time of day. Kind of habit. You see, we don't often have lodgers staying in their rooms all day.
No, I suppose not, but you see my legs there.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Are you interested in horse racing, sir?
No, not particularly. Why?
Well, I thought, all these papers.
Oh, yes, I am, rather.
You ought to see the racing picture at the Scala. Cool, and half exciting. All about a baronet's son what's driven from home.
Do you mind, Gladys? I rather want to read. Stone Tread.